So today merukupanga shutimu tulolake inali World Press Freedom Day. That was on the 3rd of May 2024. Commemorating press mene imakhalira muja komanso kuti izikhani mafulu ake ndi kutetezedwa kwake. Press ija. In as far as we are digitizing, but it's not like sujiduga more tradition, but then these fundamentals are supposed to be like that. Press and the press, kaika digital and the press, you know, freedom of speech, whatever. Those things are still like that, even though we are digitizing and we are not being boxed or get kept. Yeah, so
the theme of 2024 World Press Freedom Day is a praise for the planet. Hyphen. Can hyphen again?
Yankee.
Journalism in the face of the environmental crisis. So in 2024, the day will be dedicated to the importance of journalism and freedom of expression in the current global environmental crisis. And I think it's rightly placed because of so many things. You've seen what is happening in Dubai.
Yeah.
In America as well, there's so many things happening in Tornado, Dubai.
The cloud seeding.
Yeah, anyway, whatever it was, but it happened.
Yeah.
And it's an environmental issue. China, ndio kumagwazi ntu ngalizi minyala zukulu kuma ili ugwa ngati matala, right?
Kujitala
coming in. Yeah, and so many places panopa there are so many issues around it. People don't talk about environment bueno because kumaka antu uziteteza ngati ma countries we okay janjani.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure they highlight matters awa.
Okay, so now tiambile ngati environment, yeah. There's a lot of things that we are doing as individuals, as communities, and also as countries. It's affect the environment as a whole, you know. So it starts with that little place that you're in, because now my border ajet china banga notice Malawi and Zimbabwe Malawi and Zambia tinma smere Zambia mbili, you know. So in as far as zmed mabanga kunoko zokuzana environment si Zambia ku Zambia kwabe zili ndi percentage, you know. Same thing the Mozambique, same thing with Tanzania, you know. So tipanges maiko 5, 10, 15. Media is the only way we can disperse information in Garimene, because people biologically tinabangidwa kuti tizikhala okunda news for some reason. Ninkana timakonda news not news zake zimene organizazo.
Okay.
Timakonda nkhani za nyowani.
Okay.
That's why it's
something
called
breaking
news. You know what I mean? It's news.
I don't think that's the word.
Sorry. It is what it is. Come on, hey, we are like, that's why and panga grab. But then we love information. The person, a human being, yeah. New information.
Wonder gist.
Yeah? Timakunda gist, yes. Timakunda gist. So, kumakunda gist watu, sikuli kukunda environment. Because in as far as we can love the gist, or just environment we
in terms of we trash it.
Yeah, we do.
Shun it, huh?
We do. We shun it a bit. Quite bit. Because ties a bit manoda tikabanga za global warming timakondo nauda maujen ma pose amenekuli ice kwambiri pose abanga melt. We don't care because we don't have those icing around Malawi. Malawi is not iced.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't care. Ndibaigwe raso budget mena zama IQ imasiga kwambiri faya zuwa bana
ngari menya wambi
hey ngamba bali wombo brena if not tawira kumbuyo sina kama wombo but umenyirwa zuwa. So yeah, that's the thing. But there's a lot of things that we do ngari kumalawi kunoko zoti zubanga affect environment in a global scale, you know. So I think theme was timely, and also and American press, American media, we have to take that responsibility to disperse such information.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben, monga inu photographer. Majamblako global warming.
Faro kujambularo ma BICC ma closed environments.
Muli AC so.
Ma corporate muli AC so.
Komano, at least they're talking about issues.
Peter Makwana, because the scenario ngati zomwe zachitika kuma lake shows athuwa the levels of the lakes
Yeah.
rising. The leg or legs? We're gonna have a leg.
Oh, just leg. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just
Leg
leg.
was it?
Yeah, to
The levels have been so concerning. They rose up so high.
Mm.
Could people who invested in my lectures, my assets how
Mbola.
my lodges, so I don't know the situation right now as of today.
Yeah. Things have been bad. The water levels have been going up and stuff. There's so much. In terms of being kind of environment is not sexy.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you and Ngini Oban and Chiro. You've seen how Jeniso entire mvula the Tingavito Koragora. Najika mpaka nsa unaduka.
Yeah.
Even the weather patterns. Mezima kalira mucha. By now, tumena kaudi dambo kumpa kuzizira kodabisa kuna wewe.
Yeah, but nah.
It takes yeah. Mvula anagwa zake.
Ola baba sojijuzi chibaso ngovala ulele tu. Eza kukutentha.
Kuna mati.
Ngovala jijuzi.
Mesa you bounce akoti.
Jari magamba
stereotyping.
Mesa ndiwine. Ndizothi mabanga namari. Kuto win argument. Ukwela kubaya hapo.
But it's very important for people to start thinking about the environment, and I'm happy that Podcastmalawi has been involved in so many conversations on environment.
Yeah.
From Ina Ginabanga Cook Stove Sina, the first one. We did Reimagine, you spoke about environment.
Yeah.
So Gomaso, we have partnership with GDF.
Yeah.
Yes, we will talk about environment and we discuss so many things about global warming in this Inzaki.
Yeah.
So in terms of how we understand Mamata's and how we know serious it is, we also use our platform to make sure that we talk about these things.
Right.
And when people are thinking that the platform is for hate, they don't
maybe we hate global warming. We do hate global warming.
I don't remember the name. Someone made a post. There's nothing you can learn from our podcast.
They don't know.
Like information dissemination. I'm like, do you even know what you're talking about?
It's one of those things, It's one of those things.
Honestly,
you just say whatever. Win argument.
Wow.
You just say whatever.
Some people back you because it's
okay, like even comparatively, would you compare with which platform in
Malawi
in terms of information?
Yeah, in terms of information, that is
not just entertainment.
Yeah, just entertainment, but about
everything else. Technology.
Education people about technology, education people about morals, education people about education.
We have had partnerships with IT gurus in Malawi.
Yeah.
Angle dimension.
It's still there.
It's still there. Yeah.
Good conversations.
Yes.
About IT.
Digital health.
You're telling
There's another one coming that is talking about financial financial inclusion, right? Do you know in Malawi, all right, right now, and when people are part of the bank and they're there, you can grow my product sampling bit. There's so much that we need to learn, and with my partnership, I'm not strategic just for that.
Just for that.
Well, my platform, but people will be like, "Yeah, what I manage, what is it that you don't get?" Yeah, when it comes to value for your edutainment.
What do you learn from? But here we have partnerships with institutions such as UNICAF, where we can have opportunities to study,
because
our degrees.
Because Malawi, it's one of the places where education is going to take you far.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about education, if you're about Nandi UNICAF, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, so we're here to push things, to help the locals, the natives, to improve in so many ways.
And we have a responsibility. It's our responsibility as press, in whatever format. You need to make sure that you are also having some sense of responsibility towards the people that listen to you. Sometimes you need to have conversations that are building and specifically around climate change. We need to make sure we talk about it because there's so many things that you made. Do you know plastic? But we still use cup or movies plastics and whatever. We need to make sure that we're thinking about it because so plastic, right? There has to be so many things. Like we need to speak about these things. So these are the platforms and you have to use it. That's why we have to flee the place.
So yeah, so much. We can talk so much.
saw big gathering environmental issues. So because they are the ones that are most damaging of their industrialization. They have to compensate some African countries because what they are doing there, it's mostly affecting Africa than them. So there was also another conversation on that maybe they should be compensating on Africa in resources and everything. So because they're the ones that are taking much part in destroying the environment.
Okay, yeah. Because now,
before you come in on that one, that is a big conversation, and I think the coordinator has to find a way to bring in an expert, or we can just do it with my guys at GTF. On that partnership, they know, and talk about it, because there's an issue that he's raising about carbon credits, climate. I think they called climate bonds or something like that. These are good conversations. Do you know good panopo uzala nkalango nkumanda payment in nkalango icha? Yeah, what's adula ngakhala. So so iweyo mwachisanzo right ukamakhala kuti undi galimoto umakhala kuti ukupanga emiti muchi makabonzi, so umaina uzipanga offset ndi china chake. So ma company na mwachisanzo ngati Microsoft and the like, I think anima plan where you can buy the carbon, so umakudula ngati kansonko. I think it's a Facebook number.
Yeah, we have the carbon tax.
So
no, like every time you import a vehicle.
Even so when you're buying gas.
So it comes like that. So people don't understand these things, but these things are really serious. If you're talking down to a forestry, you can go ndukuka yambisa nkhalango yako iweyo, and a company can buy carbon wako, can buy nkhalango yako chikutazipanga offset ni carbon imene wapanga kwako azikupasandrama iwe. Where they
heard that before somewhere.
So these things are happening, and I think we need to bring someone to talk about this whole
in a very
detailed and expert way. But these are the information that we
So I remember when it comes to Maojena, but responsibility as Antufe, because I think information, in the age of information, there's so much misinformation and no information at all, and when they take this as an advantage, Malawi desert, and somebody would come in with their funding for their agendas, but if we know what's going on and we know how to avoid it, it's easy, because even when
no, and if you do the opportunities right now, you can get a lot of money by just making sure and you're having Kalango. So the thing is, how do you now get my communities now to be part of this common market, right? So you can onboard people, so people know. So but it has to be known, and you could how big is quantify. There's so many opportunities, and at a later stage now you can now digitize these things, where you have what we call tokenization system within the blockchain technology, where you can now track carbon trading and understand the minimum to kupanga measure wewe kuti moyo mwako umabwesa carbon utani
as a person
kena kukupanga equate how much you have to pay, like that proper calculation by looking at how you cook no, like it's a conversation,
it's a big one, and it's huge,
but I think like you say, we actually need to have an expert
and then it's been to its detail. So big shout out to Amena from wherever it's coming from. It's timely. Couldn't get on the trends away the men I went to because from 2014 in Divanova, things are different. And the amount of rains we used to receive, so it's becoming problematic because cars of food kuononga malo anthu okhala ikabwera ochepa izikusokoneza anthu nama timalimira mucha yanko. Okay, ikodi iwe ndi yanko jandu
that's the guy.
I think I'm so good. Yeah, man. So in as far as that's concerned, we can read this online. You can just type Google 2024 theme environment, whatever, press freedom, whatever. And also some major outlets, news akwena upanga cover achina Zodiac MBC whatever eyo to magairo so ined moyo mwanga munomo zinthu za serious zimandwaza kwasi zimandwaza kwambiri fanye nthu china chimene ndwaza kwambiri ni Dr. Maggie
Dr. Maggie. Me, I was very offended when the post was made on our page and my guys not gonna be the page paja. Auta. Ini onda daba kuti Bensam mama taji zungu joncha.
I say how? It's very discombobulating.
It was very discontinuous to hear people.
You don't have the vocabulary.
I was flabbergasted.
Okay, so I think one of the things that people don't understand is because I've been raising this point over and over on this podcast and or even so tikamajizendana. Kunoko ndi pabao then ziyankhula zizungu za kunchiro
komanso unolema kwa chizungu cha bwino osaleso cha kunchiro it's proper
proper
urban English which is
okay,
it's up to par. It's even above par, chief.
Yeah, it's above par.
I say anthu amayankhula chizungu Russia uko chodabwisa.
Do they even know about carbon credits?
Credit
or carbon.
Yeah,
so I think chizungu ndi maisera.
Koma no tama ndinga mukwesa chizungu bwana mnaona pins. Acting as in acting ndikufuna ndipanga act koma no acting ndikona ngatondevura.
Beans inspector.
Yeah. Paja yofumbwa ukati.
I don't know. Zimene zozo ndesiningankile. Whoever wants to know the type of beans or whatever, I'm not answering any questions.
Ona. Of course kama anga siona and that is one day. Are you married? Do you have somebody that you're sleeping?
Sex part.
I can sense Dr. Strange in the air. I can sense rap sex.
I think I should have a
rap sex.
Like Maujin. My traveler akamapanga track njira amapanga basoilo edoti jose lawa ano adusira ugu
at energy kuva umeleko I say Dr. Maggie.
Yes
bro, I like your okay inenza na mele then mapanga trolls acting whatever koma amandwaza zona bwana that raw I'm not going to say this in detail koma no raw manager sundi simene ndonesa.
I showed you before.
Another one.
Okay, to be honest, I think I've auditioned for a number of roles. And I think the director saw it fit to give me that role.
Yeah.
It took his best interest.
Come on.
But I think it was right because I've...
show you,
Sure. Because I don't know how the story is going to go, so I can't say much.
That's how crazy it is if I do these things.
Because... yeah?
When you're doing it,
yes.
Okay. He's asking, is it true that when a series is being shot like that, you don't even know how the story is?
No, it doesn't have to be.
I honestly don't know. And I think most of the cast don't know how the story is going.
Yeah, because the
producer hasn't really given us the entire season of the story.
But
I think it's also the fun in that.
My emotions
to be honest, when I was watching episode 1 also, I was enjoying it the same way other people was enjoying it. The second episode,
other people were enjoying it.
Okay, yeah, the same way other people were enjoying it, I was also enjoying it the same way. Yeah.
No, yamataje zongo. Bueno. But do people know that you were a lecturer before?
I think people don't know that.
No, people didn't watch that episode. Come on, guys, and how am I going to do this? No, there's an episode. Yeah. Just go down there.
No, I think one day we can talk about some of these things.
Yeah,
again.
I think
later. Go ahead. We are here. Yeah, since we're already here. So the German was I say you're natural, and somebody even said it. Ben is a natural actor.
But to be honest, I think I've been in a number of projects, movies, TV series, but this one I was under pressure. I'm like the cast was so huge. I'm like. Muli madolo mbili. Ashina Buchi, Ashina Cynthia. Amos is an actual doctor in real life.
Ooh.
Yes, Amos in Sagandiana, the guy who's
Asawbereka.
Uyu Sabrega.
Nsabereki. Wape my brother wake kutaka ike.
Now you have Patrick. He's one of the main lead, anali main actor mu Highbrow. So these are the guys who they've been in big projects, and I'm part of it. I was like, this is huge.
I hear you. Komano tikamarenga. Okay, so I get it. Kuri, it is what it is. Snanka, you're taking it from a personal level.
Yes.
My project so agula agulu maigono. Tikamawana. Yes or no?
Yeah.
I also banga so say, do you want a boot for us to leak? No, we don't want a boot.
But I also like how I got feet into the scene. I substitute doctor.
Oh yeah? Yeah. Doctor
the actual doctor. So to me, I'm like, I think doctor anyone jomba. Dr. Nguira sawa so I get to work. No, I think we can only imagine. Alisa's kind of no.
Kawano, I don't see a problem. Goody, you're a substitute doctor because I'm kind of imagining you and the lady doing the doctor work somewhere else apart from the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I don't really see a problem. Is that?
Nduguze kwa Bridget nzanga ndilifu.
So because people aren't having out of those scenes and they think Dr. Meg eventually is gonna smash that chick. So I don't even know also how the story is going to turn out.
Yes.
No, I'm a gynecologist. It's my job. I look at things every time. Bombo class.
Satana.
Inayo boga. Mesa ndio fumbwa.
I don't know. Brandy. What think about Brandy? Almost half.
That's why.
That's why. Let's move on.
Move on. Okay. Dr. Meg. Machine.
Thanks, Chief.
Yeah, like, cause I think you saw it. Anabanga was by Podcastmalawi.
Yeah.
People were like, Bensam is the natural actor.
Yeah, but
which is
also,
very insulting. Yeah,
I think but another thing is they it's from the script.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't take the entire credit of
whatever
the actual words I was actually using.
Uttering,
yeah. But I can actually articulate myself and make proper conversation in English, and you'll be able to understand me without problems.
I say, and how many I'm just man quality my head I jam. That's the end. Come on, in it. Brandon, I felt producer, I felt rapper. Fuck you, I said that here. You know that because I said that here. It could have been a lie. Producer.
This is a platform where we say the truth.
Yeah, we say the truth. That's what I'm saying. Good information.
Why are you trying to figure out credibility? If you said it,
I did.
And what I'm trying to say against you.
What I'm trying to say is information you're saying getting a queen. And I think about it. Pompano. Said that's what I'm going to do. Chiro.
What a failed rapper? A failed rapper, failed producer.
No, I stopped.
You failed.
No, I stopped.
No, do you have a hit song?
Yeah.
Oh, me, I never failed. I've made hit songs. That's a different. You cannot compare me to Brandon. Come on. I'm not failed if I've had hit songs. If I've made the country dance. If I've. This Mungane already know I'm a failed artist. It's like Mike Tyson. You can't call Mike Tyson a failed boxer.
Mesa,
At least this guy has never won a fight in his life.
Screw you. Come on, was you? I said, the time Ninkabanga and Dewed, entire emotions were taking over. I think that's that's why I understand these people that are coming pusos. Mapuzwaj. Smart wabanga control my emotions out. You know? So there's my emotions and then there's reality. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was talking about is easy for we were going to hip hop. You know, I know how you incorporated my guys at hip hop and a bunch of other genres. We are going to stick to hip hop now because I remember mentioning Simon Banda, graphic designer, one of the best. And then I would hip hop Facebook. anena kuti hip hop kutha, and we can see it's evident kuti, you know, not just in Malawi but globally, you know. And then kabwera no beefy.
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar, Drake, you know. Chris Brown Quavo. J. Cole was involved in the Kendrick and Drake thing, but bowed out.
Yeah, she
You
pulled
know?
out.
So now the Gambino, Drake, the Kendrick Lamar.
Before you actually go there, don't overlook the Chris Brown and Quavo. Yo, Chris Brown.
Chris. Nigga
Chris
can tango.
Brown rapped. He's like, I'm not gonna sing this time. I'm gonna become somebody else. And he made a rap song, went all out dissing Quavo. Quavo is like, okay, I'm gonna get back at you. Come on,
That's not trouble.
His name.
That's his name. That's a Chris. Tabanga zipa microphone and azimva now. Ngotokala bansiri yepo. Akamabwera aja utawa.
So with Chris Brown, just as soon as you hear the song, even before you anticipate a clap back, I was like, yo, this kid has done too much.
Bro, I say, in it.
Because the moment Adamanga mentioned and when Takeoff got shot, people preferred that
You were gonna
They
fight
wish it was the
with
other guy. No, I think the worst punchlines were those ones in Anagamba Gudi Zachigizij.
Yeah,
Zodi where you say you smash my chick, but I think not smash a chick, I won't time in moment and I chig you. I mean, that's more like hit him up. The hit him up type of style, like Tupac.
Tupac to big.
So that was quite crude. Yeah,
So I think it's really need to get. Of course, people are saying Gudi, it's just diversion. But then we love the sport. Hip hop is the sport.
Yes.
You know, and as far as we can make good music out of it, Kwano, you're going to love your car sport. How? Lyricism, style, delivery,
Beats.
beat, and the confidence, So Chris Brown portrayed his own self. Then Chris Brown out in Garu and Dolo. Because not anymore go be Boko Jet. Come on, Sinabanga, my brand that. I'm alone live either. So if I was there to break your neck, the was a door. Later on, Quavo had a concert. Chris Brown did the 50 Cent. Did the 50 Cent on Quavo.
but I didn't memorize a diss track, Quavo. But yo, bro, my guys were these new school rappers. They're so fucking weird. The guy goes like, I'm like, what the hell?
What the fuck, bro? So you cannot go to a gunfight with a knife, nigga.
Yeah,
Never. Can never do that. So
I think Chris didn't have to bother hit back again.
It was like, so when we go to Drake.
And Drake. This was crazy because Drake hit back real hard. And he hit back. He was like, dude, you're not responding.
So what made Drake weak mu beef is 40 in the ana rusa beef yandigan push up, then he released the second one and he used the Tupac and Snoop Dogg AI. That's when he fell off. The Kendrick in the 6 minutes beef hit. Yeah, you use AI and ghostwriters. Your ghostwriters have to work overtime just to come up
with a beef. Yeah.
And the other thing that Kendrick Lamar did that, and I got my credits had that. Performed by Kendrick Lamar, written by Kendrick Lamar, just to
everything is on him.
Yeah. Then Drake would my ghostwriter.
I say, Mr. Gray.
But he also said most of the people in his team, they're just there to make money off him. They're just there to make money off him, which is true.
With what's being said, yes. Mr. Gray, beef ya Kendrick, ni Drake. Ngakai like Ray. I didn't convey. I mean, I'm nyimbo yake iwe mkwika mchichewa. Wayankirapo. uyankhula kuti chani microphone awo pa show ija itali palamula ija
adani okuda
lili melomo ali kuti wadani
abule
adani haya bila
what in anthu ma ine mauza bleji ni fano bo I've said it before now people agree with me but the messed up thing is people are hating me along with Bledge. Come on, hate on Bledge. I'm the good guy. I'm on your side. I'm on the other side. I don't know.
The other side.
The other side.
I think I don't know.
We're telling you.
Go I say newe. Of course ndo kuibanga follow kwambiri.
Yeah.
Those ndo kuibanga follow. Ndilimbali ya Kendrick.
This is a biased fella. Yes. And he runs hit or miss. What the hell?
Munhoipa.
Munhoipa. I say ndingona ngati zikukoma ifodi zikupanga revive ka hip hop gacha. Of course ikukanga ikudua and njira zokazo zimene hip hop ingakhale
Kocha yoyo
kale le jamakali mwina marap battles chanchani macyphers jani zose zija zinava pano pa umatu kamuza munthu even Bledge yemwe adani okuda
ninka wawo
napanga beat ya cypher muzi zimene zakalikali zinatha so ine kundowaza ine ndimakonda beefy sunake ndamuimbira pa episodes wase beefy yako ija sinanisangalala banje ubifane ndi Slesa
anthu amapaza popo
anthu amapaza popo so kwene zikundwaza
I think when I was about group EJ, the other group was it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think now Minane also like right Amari he loves hip hop kuma he also loves the sport because hip hop is the sport you know pen game ya Kendrick tisaidole
You need to study it.
You know, the dope thing about this beef, Sima homework, their actual responses.
Yes.
You know, like from the camp ya Ujen, ya Kendrick, yeah? I think Ujen anima homework yage, wangogonze gira udi agatere inendi ponye. So I think when others aponya beef yage umanena kuta ababa, I have no choice, I have to go personal. He brought, is it the family matter issue?
Yeah.
He brought the family matter issue where he called out his family, his son, or whatever. Then, boom, Kendrick hits back with
Meet the
Grams, where he talks about his son, where he talks about his baby mama. And how long do you know that song took to make? 1 hour.
After year,
so you cannot say goody unless these guys are playing together in the background. Okay, I'm gonna say stuff like this,
and then
you be prepared. Maybe.
But
I don't think it's on that list.
Ngugi did, and I mean, he's creating the whole thing.
Iferi ngatoma sangala yonchi koma mlandu ndi mlandu guys tsalamizani mlandu sumaula you know cause my allegations I did agenda ku court sa beefy you know and then according to division meaning ndio dimina mage fair sound udi process ya ku court kwenda bwanje koma at the end of the day ruling ya court ruling ya court.
One to me I feel like Drake had it coming because he had to challenge, he dared him, but chief you're taking too long to respond. Chan.
And using AI.
Come on, okay. At the end of the day, I love it because now it's bringing back the hip hop that we know, you know. Because Magai Nage, even Anna, where they they don't understand hip hop.
No, but guys, Tigamakamba's beef. It used to be raw.
You say
raw. This is not even half what beef was 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah. I said, it's stuck in my head whenever I think about beef. Do you know what song comes to my head? Nyimbo si beef. Beefy. Nyimbo si beef. Kukara, my enemy, kukala. Because that's what it was.
It was raw.
Ona?
Ajina JB, they used to sambaza.
Because ndingine ngandugu bifa ya studio. Sizingama za kaso limoza baba. Ndi beef imene yoyo.
Suma vida
sizingateke. Say Bensam jali ko kumuzda maya za cannot come. You know? So that was beef. In America
Jenny, when I come and explain story at Indani. Jaru anamenya 50 Cent mu studio nthawi ya beef ya weja koma nozimene usayadi tija ina 50 Cent samani anapompa Jaru yemwe anampanga interview pompano kama mwezi wathaka pana zuri
I don't believe that guy. You don't believe
Jaru.
Jaru, the only time he became so macho is when he went to prison. Time in from the prison, that's when you could see as you lead as his leader somewhere somehow. But nah, man, his camp was not crazy like camp ya jina 50.
Yeah, 50 years.
Bro,
I watched Ujin documentary because me I'm a documentary.
And I think when the beef was so hard, there was nothing you could keep. Zero respect. They could have said it.
Yeah.
Even in a song.
Yeah, in a song, yeah. Because I watched this documentary. Do you know what he Yayo lost the chain? Yeah, G-Unit. You know? Okay. Do you know who retrieved it? Oh, boys are a chabo. Boys are a chabo. Namana nakabanga retrieve chain ya 50 Cent ya G-Unit. And it was a decoy. Understood?
Okay.
Ine ndiluze we have a crew Bensam Entertainment ndedi kandi chicheni chospina chi BSE ndabira kwabanga zanga kujandi ndaya nkhoda banga zathu tabesa cheni ona tabesa cheni yonchija akabange retrieve madolo amajolowe because majolowe is one of them, yeah. Akabange retrieve nguza kupasa iweyo majolowe with that respect I say ineyo ndi tikampeza timange zingwe koma I respect you that much. I'm giving you the BSE, which was a decoy. Imagine. Wow. So it's one of those gang ya ina 50 ina li gang di osaduri gang ya munyimbo dazo amanyima game amunyi I say Trap Squad gang ya munyimbo.
Even if you follow the back if you follow the backstory 50 Cent, that guy was he's legit. He's from the streets. Legit 100%.
You know, so I think it's a very good sport and
very entertaining.
Very entertaining. Yeah, at the same time, you know, because we are in an era where people are trying to diffuse, trying to, you know,
Right off hip hop.
Yeah, they are writing it off without them knowing. You know, ngari kulindani mwana wa Will Smith. Amemba be hip hop. Kama no si mene kugizwa ifeo.
Aina uziverter.
Malawi swalibu.
Hey. Zozo mugambe ma segment yano. Cause now kusaka ni za ma segment. Zokoma bwele sampungwe. Wote yako benu kunalibe kwa zokoma kuzabe.
Mwandi kwa polisi nezo sandikuza. Ate kwa pula betu.
Bridget kuti muzolowera.
Bridget.
Wangulemba Facebook kuti muzolowera.
I think Mafana will say what they call this. See how we roll. But it's fine. It's fine. At the end of the day, opinions. Jonathan, you know that?
Okay.
Mwana Mlangize. Balanga Mlangizeko. So
the first bars I remember Mate, rest in peace.
But Eugene, yeah. According to the Eugene, Mirror Show. Month ended?
I think it's month end, yeah, there's a poster going on.
Yeah.
You know the bars he wrote? At Olondita Joka, Kukala Z or Samveka, Gati Mate. Kama Spanga Bwin Fana, we know the Angazamvege, Gati Mate. I mean, what was he even thinking? You know, that actually took place. Like he was prophetic.
Yeah.
He fell off the mainstream.
Then I get
But then he came back in the Nyimbo Janemba and the Yankee.
Prophetic. Rest in peace, Mama Bensam. But that's what she did. Alamuza Bensam leo ndemu gonna panja. Never na gonadi. Yeah, you know, so but again, you cannot replace them.
Nah,
they are them. You know, talk of Mateo Jen.
He's a legend.
Johnny, Ibe, wala ndiye. Singa sinte. Ora be ora bwendi. Hello, hi. How are you? From venga ni Mateo masizigani.
Ngate.
Jake mbale wanga yo. Mkati muli bwino panja bwino pasi bwino. Tose bwino. Tawi zoso kondwa.
Hodi mwamba tena.
Tamba kale
nyamara waya.
Tamba kale.
Uyu wayagadu.
Wadenta?
Tayaga.
Ali bwino.
Tayaga. Homie
Bwino.
Anyway, so that's the thing. Jake ngonena. That's, you know, parantena ke sunga bange reverse. And then that's where authenticity takes it home, you know. Ungatobanga komano ngaruli authentic, you're gonna be there. Umvega ngari crazy, umvega ngari Kanye West, cause Mate, people were saying that Mate is the Malawi Jan, Kanye West. Why?
Because it says things like Antawangela Zina Vadzina Line. I think I'm the father. who thinks like that?
Who think like that? You know?
Who thinks like that? Yeah, we missed that guy. He was quite creative and controversial.
You know, I really like, there's never been a moment, you mean, like I was in the Martin. Yeah, and I, you know, Arabanga announced what I said, Martin, you don't know if in a heater. Mauza kujana banga manufacture misonzi kujo. Hana banga manufacture materials nadia in the Kingston.
I remember Eustace came to me and she asked me if it is true. Yeah. Like she didn't want to accept it.
Yeah, in the Umafusali says
she didn't want to accept it. She was like, "No, Uncle Ben, is it true?" I don't think it's true. Like she was hoping I say
nice one hang on. You know, it's the same thing. Gray. You cannot deny that. Ndi fine. Uga mfusabe Bridget ase. Zona di. Bena kunena kumano Ben simantengera serious here. Juji gandi yani. You know all the things. Because Mate was in everybody's team. Hakari physics ninjoga. But yeah, far from it. I say, no fun to come on Kanye was. In Kanye Mene do the car controversial. Ben, don't touch my phone, please. Please. Okay. Yeah. Woo.
Bazari iPhone yagalekana uchiro itaje.
Hey, yabanga za pizza. Kopole. Kuli boy man you know I iPhone 15. Amabweregesa. Kopoes 10 pin.
Oh, that's why what is iPhone now. What is iPhone now?
Ninkana kumana gikori.
I used to get. Are you going to allow him to body shame me like that? Nzimana magamba Gray uri muntu uri bino bino uyu. Come on, one topic we good.
Ndegula tena kupole. Okay, so the context of the story was kuma social zabo, eh? Ndibwega iPhone 15. Ndibwega kadolo. Kwa Kazwinai. So there was a story. I think Kazwinai gana kumandi boys. Phone a bow. Handsome janchani. Game ya bow. Phone ya bow.
Yonse bow.
Yonse bow. Thedai. Yonse bow. Ona. So ana jambla nstuzi. Ana bezodi yeoja. Ndo hule wagana for me. Ukanyengana. Anakanyengana Kazjo abila. Because that's what happened. Amadabu Dr. Meg. Dr. Meg gamo na nyemba. So,
can he just go on? Go.
Nkazu jabita kwao. Mandem. Tandumiza onan jamblazi. Ndirumiza. Okay, cool. Ngurumiza. Mandem ndabuso video go bwanji. Allah, chifunga ruva. Chifunga vakamera. Iwe, wa 15 rui wetu. Wa 15 Pro Max iwe bwanji. Akati ya inagweta pali ntanda wene. Oseva Mr. Gray. Chimwana chosamba. You know? Mpameno ati yeyo npenamenera. Zubanga sense, you know, kuri pala nage. Amabweke sa iPhone 15. Chifoto uyuyu. Awakani kuntunza zitunzi. Video call. Phone ya Bridget.
I say, oh, party Zangan. Yanko. Can you just, there's a write-up in Age that you have. Can you just read it up? People should understand this. People need to understand. So basically, there's a guy who invested in iPhones, which he can hire out, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you, issue the...
Mubas entrepreneur, Pempero Magombo, also known as Mfalisi, has garnered attention over offering iPhones for rent to fellow students at 10,000 per day. He notes that many students desire iPhone to project a wealthy image to campus, but cannot afford them. So Mfalisi also engages in various businesses such as selling beddings, herbals, and contraceptives. Pregnancy tests, emergency contraceptions, and lending laptops to financially challenged students.
Dude.
As a survey marketer, Mfalisi strategically introduced services that address the need to students while providing direct competition with the existing businesses on Mubas. Should I continue?
That's fine. I mean, this is a true definition of an entrepreneur. You know,
identify a problem.
You identify a problem
Comes
and
to the
you
solution.
offer a bloody solution. So this guy is in a campus like,
what's going on?
All these boys fancy iPhones. When they go out there, they want to have an iPhone just to look cool. If I just let these people
have an iPhone for 10K.
For 10K.
For 24 hours. Bro, nanyat. 10,000. Scattered all over the place.
So imagine, and on top of that, that's not the only problem he was solving. He knows these people, they will get the
have to perform. They have to perform.
They will need some stuff. So he was selling also my contraceptives, my morning after pills and stuff like that. Dude, these guys are bloody genius.
Because now, my hebos are vuro la mimba.
You know, Senegal, why me in the chain?
People get late. Contraceptive.
As a nigga,
and these boys who want to perform, they are getting herbs from them.
Yeah, I think this nigga, an investor chain reaction. Because in a chain reaction, we can start with a carbon reaction.
The one I'm going to go to school. I know business.
Yeah. Because school one up and from follow. Because the carbon reaction is jet. It was a funa oxygen. It was a funa oxygen. It was a funa hydrogen. It was a funa hydrogen. It was anyway. iPhone to morning after because what the fuck, bro?
Now, but if you look at the scenario iPhone, I think a lot of chicks are usually impressed by iPhone holders. So,
what? Oh no, not just iPhone holders, but what they see.
Impressed by what they see. So ngarogre phone manja mazuri fana alipa bwina. Ekoni fana ali bwina.
Yeah. Oh, gre mojen magia 6'9".
Okay. That's so. Are you insinuating including my chicks are really they are materialistic?
I mean no. That's not I mean no. Material just and at the end of the day, I remember like I was watching podcast LT though with Casper Nyavest.
663.
Yeah.
I wouldn't check it out. The 4,000. She asked for 4,000 rand. She asked for 4,000 rand to do her hair. So nigga didn't have the money. So it's like I also got from So she decided to be petty. She went to the other guy. She had another guy. He didn't know about it. I think she was doing them both. Yeah.
So that's the thing. So you are saying good women love man. It's evident. It's evident. It's evident. I understand the role that we play as men. Yeah? We are providers, you know. And also other people tend to take advantage of that, you know. I'm a provider. Topanga jibwenzi 2 weeks yangota kumafuna zinzoti ningatopanga provide for a family yoti muli mwana ora kupita ku school. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. As a man, we have to provide, and we understand that role as men. You know, but in getting like you get in case you have a question, and you don't question her back because you understand the role you have as a man.
Okay, so this guy, it's safe to say, Goody, women will not love a man when they provide something. And if you're failing to...
Because they are the provision. So, pali my signs.
Providing or saying
material stuff. In this case,
no. Material stuff is it. Okay, so if I'm supposed to, like, let's say, Goody, I'm a guy, do vala bobo.
Esther, come over. What's your take on this subject?
The only proof that I'm eating and I'm valing is you seeing me valing. You didn't see me eating. Yeah? And another thing that will show the income you're support is that disposable income of buying unwanted gadgets. Yeah, exactly. Because now, if I'm to buy an iPhone 15, let's say I was using Samsung, 20 like what A21 whatever S21 Ultra, yeah. Nifanya bobo.
Unaga clip again agama ti ulinda iPhone boyfriend. Tuna fish. Sindo zenimanga ona pa TikTok. Sindo zote analindani kuti chanchane. Kumanango nena zote alinda iPhone.
Boyfriend. You know what I'm saying, right? So it's that thing kuti ngati ndili ndi Benz. Even if I like, you know, unawet ndikauti into safe. Ndi gamu do dula kuno wendi ne. Ndi I'll be like, I said great, nofuna 5 pin. It's gonna sound funny to you. Cause outside I'm portraying kachi Benz ina yake, chijiwa again. Kaji Maybach, you know what I'm saying? Then the women pay 5 pin. It's sound like
Not really.
No.
It will be easier for you to get 5K from Gray because he knows you can easily give him back.
Yeah.
Because you have an
No. If I'm asking for a milli, it would make sense. Come 5K. Nindrama in wenda bansimwet.
But for someone who understands cash flows, they know cash flow. You can have a price pay at some point.
What I'm trying to say is, 5K, Ndimunhori Abanga spend in a week or in a day, Abanga spend more than 50K. Then even 5,000. And you are aware of my expenditure. Brother, in a day, Abanga spend not less than 50,000 or not less than 100,000. Then I say, Ben, this is and get 5 pin. Yeah? Then get 50,000. It would make sense because of my cash flow.
Your status, okay.
You know? Ndimenda baspanova. Onta open for 2,000. Smungaza nini bashoba. Onta open for 500. What I mean?
Zay said.
So it's that thing. Good. 5 hands. Ndi we have best way. Ndi African town. Yeah. Let's say we 95 hands. 5 hands in now. Ndi figure what?
I think it'll go good again. You know, so you can the pro books. I feel bad sometimes. Don't try to buy you a car.
In all honesty, yes. Kugenda kule hapo. Kufanko bena na kwa.
Tiambira mene. Uncle Ben. Kani aje tu Uncle Ben na akuza bati. How were you involved in this saga?
Inendili peru. Ndangozirikira zikwapo hapo. Ndulanda ma screenshot ugudu. Ati mai wina wage ugwali busy waambira dzana. Mai wood. Ati wina ati mukumuzi watu
muna pange edit zithu zake budo nthawi yake mboyo.
Anthu amango kaikira kuti mina binzi yuri cha. Ndati ndisaname munthu usindu kumudzi.
I've never scattered beans there.
So I followed her page and checked. I'm like, oh, I think they're trying to build a followership on their pages. So I understood why they would need to throw certain people with influence. You know,
just because.
Just to get some numbers, which is understandable, but come on.
Okay. On the NFL influence. We have pages too. Come on, I say, likely none of this wave came to my page.
Nothing.
Nothing, like literally zero.
But your personal.
Even my personal. And people were scared to come through. I don't know. I'm talk with the boy.
They're expecting good when I'm gonna
It's like what?
But anyway, let's break it down. So this week we've been trending.
We trended.
For a week and for a few days, but Podcastmalawi since Thursday after Hit or Miss, it has been trending. So break it down for us. What happened?
Okay, so this is what happened. Hit or Miss, imazwa segment yori imabanga rate.
Masumagara niko sumino. Jomongo vika iwe tu yoma tukabulisa. Oma tukabulisa ndiwe. Yeah, so I took an advantage. So this is what happened. We are shooting a show, Hit or Miss. So I was me and the boys. Me, Bledge, Leon, Bridget,
Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray, yes, ndi chinochi. Ngoma. Mamuna agwaista jiteka. Ngoma. We started the show. So panali list ya nyimbo zote zipangidwe maziwa yake icha. Panel ione kuti chuchitika ndi yani. So the idea behind it ya episode imene wrote panali ma upcoming ambiri. So timafuna perspective ya Bledge being a producer ndi munthu soti wawekaso ndi ma upcoming artist ambiri mbiri. You know how it be. Now, tabanga zinazo kuna zabu yano nyimbo ya Jeru imene atuka kumene. Chakwaza. Actually, so that's a new word to my dictionary. Ati chakwaza ni money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, nyimbo ija ipangidwe dissect. Mede mabangira nthawi zonse. Now we started saying ABCD. So, inapangidwa breakdown nyimbo ija to a conclusion where the whole panel said kuti Jeru artistically she's not there. You know? In as far as she can be trending, we can be jiving to whatever is going on. Komano tugamba za art. Papa no ba just tugamba zodi just art. Art-wise, Jeru 0 button. Right? Now, kuli mbali nage kunali mavocals enage. Allegedly, atindi nzugulu wa amenali so manager, MD. Amenya mabanga mavocals ameno. So, my sentiments are
Zani pa jamfana me janka imbase.
Waimba wambili anani so vina. So, nifano di
So bounce santainaga.
Wabanga ngini zambi.
Ali nyimbo zako zomana rusa fana.
Alizilunga DM watuku. Tinga tuku tumizila. Mwa watuku ziliko. Yeah, so nifano di maisisa kupusha umaziwa be industry pena ikakokana.
Artist wanka vina santainaga.
Iwa vinatu.
Machechi janjani.
Kwambili. Ndantu wamwe waso ngati Bledge ndi Mr. Gray anabanga koso anani majaji kukombisho neke ku church. Imene MD anakatani anavina nkuluza. Besides the point.
It's not related, but
I'm just saying, just giving you a little, So, now, nyimbo ija pali mapati sawiri. Mavoko za Jeru, Beloved Granny. Malawi sensation. Antu aliyesa kunkonda. Iwe ni ndani hii ndi Jeru. Machine. Mbali nai kuli MD. Allegedly, because I'm not sure what I'm in bandani with my vocals, beat, and the production. Then was dissected in those sections. Production, ni my vocals. My vocals are in segments are really. Kwa Jeru, ndiku ina wamesi tuzoni ni ndani. Allegedly, the MD. Now, antu tinagwisa na kuti, MD did a great job. You know? If it's MD that did that part. Nyimbo ijaga na imba yeka. Zikana kabisa yani zabwino bwino. You know? Koma Jeru art wise so imba. Yeah? And panabuya my examples that as Gugu and Ameruwadziwa ifura maimba. You know, they can follow the beat, they can even compose their own music, they have a say on the art. You know? So artistically,
Gides, right?
Yes, Gides, kunja we have Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
Ama imba bwino panopo kwa mbili kuposta time nanka imba galegale. She performed Jen First Cars last year. She sounded better than the time she recorded it. You know? The likes of Dory Patton. Ndazi go godi agaiga ntelemya zima mveke. So we were trying to compare. AGO is not art.
Okay, so it's just asking because I don't really know, right?
Yeah.
Jeru has never been a musician before. She launched her career this year or last year?
So as far as the history is there, she might be good maimba mboyomo, we never knew, but her rise to fame came through TikTok, where she was lip syncing different songs and doing my promotions.
You need to elaborate lip syncing. I think I can understand.
Amaimba nyimbo za antena kumangozi ngati akuimba ndiye kuti pakambazooneka ngati pakutani
anapanga kuso BAMT, I remember.
Anapanga what?
BAMT, yes.
Oh,
There's a video.
Machine.
Alright, cool. So yeah, she's
nice.
been doing
Like-
that, and you know, my TikTokers and they do that. It's part of how they make money. So I'm charging my 15p, need my 20p. This is how people are surviving in town, Monomo, doing my TikTok and pushing nyimbo zika viral.
Yeah.
As Ms. Makasafad, it's very funny because you come to see at home I'm a way up on Facebook. Hey, my TikTok nyimbo yanga ya beba. Come on.
Paid people, man. Come on.
Paid people, it's okay. So yeah, she has been doing that. She's been making money with that. And I think later on, I don't know, bueno, the process yake, like the chronological order. But later on, she did like a freestyle and a DJ and whatever. And I think there was Tamia Jai involved in that response. Like it was like a TikTok beef, which is one of those things that you can either take seriously or not, right?
Yeah.
And then later on, when Tamia Jai had the scenario out, Jenia Duncan Yoni, when she was dealing with her lover, my issues,
Breakup scenario.
my breakup and whatever, because she went out with my status, kuyamba kuchapa zovala za banja lao panja, right?
Yeah.
Wagamba iya mtu umira and so forth. So when those things came, Jetu now went into the studio with the help of people that are around her to say, now, I'm doing a song where saying, Duncan Nyonuja, Ndamute Kandine. So she did Duncan Nyoni. And the song was sensation because it worked with the time. Because the time everyone was talking about Duncan Nyoni and everyone wanted to be associated with that story. And when that came in, it was a bass. And because it was a mapiano, right? And she was a granny, everyone else was like vibing to this lady, right? And that's how things got serious. And when that was happening, now Zeize, who is big in amapiano, and last year he was like everywhere in everything, was found in Blanda and was found Limozi, and it felt like an endorsement to the brand. That happened. It set her a scene into the music industry, and in no time, Anambobeza my booking. So she's getting the bookings. For people that have been checking her live performance, she has been struggling because of old age and so forth, and because Nyimbo Zazma Kaza hype, and she's been struggling with that, but she has been keeping up because it has been one of those. So she became a household name because of that process, but also because being a granny, people have never seen a granny like that who has been like that. So that's essentially how she came into. And that whole process of her rising and being found on social media and so forth has been like a bigger part has been played by the cousin. I don't know, is it
the
grandchild, yes, MD, right?
Yeah.
Who has been part of that, helping, and then also was
directing the whole.
So that's how she came into the play. So my thinking is she hasn't been an artist, but she has been involved with this lip syncing. So Ukakaurubanga lip syncing, sometimes you can follow the chords.
Yeah.
So that has been like the beginning of it.
Yeah. So to a point where while I'm in the music industry and she's now mainstream, we cannot ignore that fact. You know, you mentioned Jeru. I remember there was that whole drama around my distribution and Kosoma, Malawi was here, and then she had to come out and say Kosoma, whatever, ranting it, because amaona kuti ndimena lili viral.
She deserved a little bit more.
Amene kutenga big na yake.
Oh, but she didn't get money?
Yeah, she didn't
get much. I think.
So yeah.
She didn't get anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Much or anything. Come on, I don't
think
think
register her content though.
Not sure. I think the manager can explain that because I don't think at a level she can understand these things in terms of registration management and so forth. But she'd be the manager. The manager's been dealing with that.
Yeah. MD anabanga register, but then they never got anything. Yeah. This is just we assuming. Or abena sana bange register now Saturday. I don't know. Kwano singa bange rant insana bange register. So let's just assume rana bange register.
No, sometimes we think just because your song is popular and then
it's going to be picked automatically.
Automatically, yeah. So it was one of those. Arabanga's been also. I think sensation again nyimbo zimene zinalipokalezo plus the availability and the fame from TikTok to TikTok ujazima sefukila ma spaces in Facebook, you know, the videos are being shared. It's fascinating to see muntu wankulu joncho and we are also coming from that understanding kuti siti mazora maimba kumbuyoko tungotengera from here and akuimba. Right? So it's something that's very fascinating. And that's, I think, one of the things that made her go viral.
Yeah. And later on, I think just to clear the matter, later on, this song that Tekuticha Kwaza, whatever, you know, it was submitted on Joinatu's platform.
Yeah.
But premiere video on Monday, and Joinatu rejected it.
This is actually alleged because Panali posted na Joy anaza kangata kuikana kuti no.
I never did that.
Yeah, because what Joy said was, anabanga screenshot is also kuti inu nyimbo india bwinogale musabange stantina ndio panda ntchito.
Okay.
You know? Monga uje nchancha team ngamaoneke chonchi, something like that. Nyimbo jetu ndia bo ndipo tsiku la yondo kuiplaya kakachingati, something like that. You know, but he's vibing with the song.
Yeah.
He never got it. Sana ikaneko. So, you know, so in my spaces, I mean, it's either anatumizadi, anaganira, muna Joy wangu funa panga save name, or sana tumize, inari stand. One of those things. So, but I is around the release of the song. You know how it be. Kumalawi kono go tapeza tinjira ndambiri to banga hype up song sana tuluke just for the numbers to be good, reception good ikaleso yabu, you know. And the video, I cannot lie, it's a nice video. Well directed, you know, being so ajerundi ogalamba, she delivered direction you know. In the video, it was nice. But vuto limene nalipono papanero pano ndrokuti ajetu suoimba.
Yeah, so that was a premise.
No, but I think it's not really that.
Of course, it went further.
Okay.
It went further.
Yeah. I think the punchline which actually got people
mad
and taken aback was the fact that you paraphrased Ngugi. She's being exploited.
Yeah. Okay. Exploited. And also
maybe
used.
It's an understatement.
User. Yeah. Okay. So exploited is for exploited and used is for a layman, I would say. In any more language but you know how we take women, children, and the elderly as minorities. So I'll talk of children and the elderly. Kwambiri children and the elderly imakhankani je no maganizidwe mwese tikatenga mwana consent chanchani mwana ngathudzira ayi tentishwani kwa chifani ndi mwana sakuzowa what's good and what's bad. Yeah. Munthu sakakula kwambiri.
Yeah.
Maganizidwe amuzuri salipo. That's why my one to answer to kukawa, they're taken to these homes where they're taken care of. They're isolated from the world because they know what and won't understand these people in the way they think, you know. Somebody will just come in, use them for their money because of their thinking. As bizarre, consent to
but 70 something is not that bad. 71, 72 is not that bad.
It's not that bad. In Malawi, it bit because we haven't been having a lot of care bobo. Makagudi, muti you've lost. You must remember.
How old is Biden?
Billy?
Biden.
The president.
Biden. 7 should be somewhere there. Not true though. Someone is checking, but it should be that. Yeah, Ngomaso didn't my president.
Yeah.
But the issue is, I get what you Brandon is talking about there. Scotty, when you're thinking about being exploited or being used. Okay, so Biden is 81, so Biden is more into one cool than I get. But I'm saying good in terms of my orientation. Good the access exposure and so forth. So sometimes how sharp you are and so forth and so on.
I think you're right. Access to information is not the same with our our locals,
our local grannies here. But yeah, I get it. So you're looking at Muntu is making a name and whatever, but she's too elderly and she's vulnerable to an extent. Vulnerable in so many things, right? Can be used. And by used here, can in my angles because I'm used. Of course, we don't know. We need to know whether I don't know whether that can be shared or it's just one of those things. But do they have like a proper contract with this granny? MD, how much does he get on these projects? and how much does I get to get on these projects. It's very important. Do they have a contract in such Baleja and so forth and so on?
So just
it's very important.
Under the same topic, like just out of curiosity, does she compose her own music, or she has people who can compose? She writes her music.
We don't
make
know.
Melodies.
I don't think I
but we don't know. So, but if someone is writing, it means there's also a percentage. That maybe goes to that person. If maybe was a writer, was an artist, it might be it's that in Zukulu who is writing. And if that Zukulu is writing, that's good. It means good is taking advantage. Not taking advantage. Maybe let me use the word leverage. Yes, leverage. Proper leverage.
From the outside.
Yes. To take to use their own resources in house. So at that angle of Nzukulu working with her, it's possible kuti atakwayuza. And bakuyuza in this context, it does not literally mean kuti akwayuza kuti in a literal zoipa kuti atakuta kwakusa ntchito, because there is a history that is there. The kid has been an artist and hasn't made it, right? So this might be how he has made it.
Yes.
And I saw a post sometime, people saying,
like MD is living his dream through this.
And it's possible.
Vicariously.
It's possible. So I saw somewhere, Unagana said it has taken years for you to get to this level. People don't understand. Meaning he has been working to get into the mainstream and to get this. So akwa gurisan shito, akwa user could mean that. If we were talking from this order of us saying because of this is equal to that philosophically. Agwirisa
nchito.
Kwagwirisa nchito kutakala koipa kapena kutakala kwa bwino. Or if you want, maybe muna is just an issue of the word. Kwagwirisa nchito kuoneka ngati kuti sikopanga kama utagwirisa nchito njia bwino. Also utagwirisa nchito mtu njira yoipa. That's one. The money part we don't know. It might be there, but we don't know as of now. But when it comes to issue, this Zukulu wao is taking advantage or is leveraging on her to bounce off, to get into the mainstream and so forth. That is happening, and that is there, and history is factual about it. So, I would like to defend you on that one, to say, no, by saying, Agwayuza, that was right. But maybe the example that was used, because you had to use an example, and we look at the clip where, to do an insight, where ama kwenya not kwa kwenya, but
kwa kalipira,
or maybe they muna ukalipira muna will sound harsh, but they used a bit of pressure, and mapasako pressure for her to perform in a particular way. Others think that is okay.
Other directors do that.
Other directors do that. But let's go back to the granny, right? To what extent would you say yes when that is said to a granny and that is said to a fellow energetic young person? So let's say you as an artist, when you produce and it will be same normal. What if is that same is said to a granny? So in your sense, which I felt was the sense is you're looking at this could have been done better. And agapanga inducible not necessarily with exacting this level of pushing.
So also I'll just go back to what you were saying about being used. Parikoko a famous athlete. Ndangwe boxing yan. Amena kuti ali sama yuzidwa. But I would rather be used than being misused. You know? So there's that thin line of being used properly to gain zinzodi zibanga benefit tons amendu kuyuzawe ndamendu kuyuza namendu banga induce kuyuza. But being misused is when now use you for your talent just to gain personally. So that's the first thing. Secondly, remember self-trade. America is one of the best, like one of the developed nations. It's living beyond Zaga's made makara ifeunga rumala ikuno. You know, maybe it's 100 years so golo than if. Why? And in the foundation, and in my slaves. My slaves ndamana taniza udi America dani ibange develop.
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
Mm.
But slave trade, was it a good thing?
No, it wasn't good.
Exactly. So it's coming from those sentiments, Woody.
Yeah.
Yes, I get the idea. I see the bigger picture. But what is the process?
Yeah, I get you, but I want to crash because people are going to watch this and because they have used slave trade, they will take it loosely. Do you say Gudi she's being like more or less like a slave? We don't say she's being treated as a slave. We would be happy to hear Gudama Pasandama Zingati as part of the agreement.
Yeah.
The agreement and so forth. Did she consent at that level? She's in a stable mind which she can consent. We don't assume Gudi she is not stable mentally, but we want just to be
To
sure,
know, yeah,
for
just
the sake
to
of
know.
her safety, right? Because some of these questions when you're asking Guru, does she consent and so forth, we look at some of the videos that the granny do with the kanzukulu gaoga. The granny unzukulu wao vula malaya, they are doing like a promo of the song and then nzukulu wao ya
Akupanga garesi,
kati model
Yeah.
ndikumangwira nzukulu wao kumbuyo. Well, some will look at it as incest. Pachitika jani, right? We want to be serious on these matters.
Yeah.
When people are talking about it, let's not talk about the sensational part of it, but it's about thinking about these things, right? We want to be sure she's safe and she's consenting to these things.
But sometimes if you're trying to be morally correct, you can question such tendencies because this is an elderly lady, as everyone is addressing her.
Yeah.
And now this is an elderly lady who is appearing in a video, dancing and caressing, portraying a sexy picture with a young man who has no shirt on.
Yeah.
And he's touching. I think maybe to explain, like just put the video there.
Don't insert because it's like when we're talking about these things, it's not like we
But
just
it's
want to.
quite subjective. We're not saying like things are changing.
Yeah, maybe things are better now, right? But sometimes morally you look at it. That's why the word you use was coming in because you look at these parameters and you're like, is it kuti this woman is just she vibes with this, or is just kuti she doesn't have a control of these decisions? And the reason of saying she doesn't have control is coming because of that video where she's being most like pushed. You're like, is it her or being induced
to do
or being pushed towards this direction? And people need to think sober about this matter. Yeah. They don't just have to look good at Kupanga head jet. Why should you hate like a platform hurt?
I think the other term that was used was like she's being a puppet. When you're being a puppet, you're simply reflecting someone else's actions. You know? Yeah. So when they say raise a hand, you also raise a hand. When they do that, you do. So if you look at that video, the behind the scenes of that, it was more like
puppetry.
Yeah,
something like that.
So when these things are defined,
where it's like him, he wants you to do because he's the one who wants.
He sees the VR, he sees the vision.
Yeah, you don't have control over it. Like, does she have that control? Right, and it's very important. So we're trying to isolate these issues. And before we go to another direction, there is now people now saying this woman the way as a brand, you're supposed to think mukufuna muupere business, right? But some brands enaza kuja akumutenga sona nzima yoja kupita naye ku malo ao zogulisa kuja just to appreciate kumpasa kuja and whatever and take on the right yachitika baba because the podcast is trending because of what? Because of this issue, and everyone else amena kumali embankani ukuza podcast Malawi and kuti is trash and whatever. Akumapesa nditu
my followers, my likes, my followers, my comment tabo,
engagement makawiri boss. So we understand, but when brands are trying to do that, where if someone was saying what he wanted to show defense of her in one or the other,
it's like under the same premise, it's quite hypocritical to see that people who portray like they're trying to help, like for example, you take them to your place to eat and you're trying to act as if you're caring for them and you're taking pictures and posting on social media to promote your business.
And you're getting the numbers, you're getting the traction because of trying to be sympathetic to the lady.
It's quite hypocritical because these are the very same people who used to complain when other major players in Malawi would do the same. Support a child, they pay some and they take pictures. No, why? Like, how can't you just help them without pictures? Why can't you? Like,
Why can't you
you
do
guys are doing,
Yeah.
you people are doing the very same
The very same thing.
You're taking advantage of
Yeah, I
this.
mean, also you're using her more. Busiandi MD, you know,
They're getting more. in terms
more,
of
yeah.
value,
Because I mean,
But
to what's the cut for her for your numbers? Could you, are you trying to say
20
20
20
pin, let's say.
But at the same time, I think we are not here to knock other people's hustles.
Nah.
We are not here to do that. We
And I
have
think-
never tried that. We can be critical, yes, but our platform has never had an objective
To take people down.
To take people.
Yeah, and I think I wanted that conversation to go there now because that's where people were like, okay, fine, maybe you want a queue. So why do we analyze art on this platform? It's very important for people to appreciate that premise, other than just saying "Kuti ayankulazokuza," because there are comments where one victim wanaigwamba mtatanaigwa mnapita kwa KK mtachoka KK mnapita kwa huyu, as if we target people. Do people know that if we are to say kuti let's be a hate platform, do they understand the hate? Because the commentary that is here, if it's considered hate, then I wonder, do they understand what hate is?
No,
If we today we say we want to hate on someone and we want to talk about that person,
in a hateful way,
do we know things that people don't know?
bro. Like,
And at the very same time, and like in simple terms, if I disagree with this guy's view and I have a different opinion and I totally disagree with what he is saying or with what he believes in, I would automatically become a hater in that scenario, right?
yeah, obvious.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm just another person with a different
Different
opinion,
view.
a different view
Basi.
of things.
What I would say is, in Malawi, you can never have a control view to what the multitudes are following. The moment you do, you are labeled a hater, you're labeled so many things. And it's unfortunate. That's why Malawi, in my view,
I think the right word is what you used the other time, that people always want to be politically correct.
Yes. I even said that on that episode.
Yeah, without being politically correct.
Yes.
But deep down they know.
They know. And most of these people that are nyoza kutukwana, they know deep down they can't listen.
Oh, no, it's
to that
funny.
material
It's funny.
forever. Like, it's like,
Kukutukana kuja. What do you want? Because in head, argument. One, and it's evident from the shows. And the next I'm like, no, guys, hey, episode manama. This is because I've been introduced to this new information and it's convincing and it's crushing what I believed. You know? MD are transparent in my numbers with whatever is going on behind the scenes.
yeah.
Also behind the scenes.
But also get criticism because some of these things is just there's positive criticism where you're saying come on, right? It's like when we look at how we're looking like our grannies, right?
Yeah.
And if she's not performing, find another way of
doing it.
Yeah. And some of these people don't take for granted. But if you're like feminist to jump on this,
psychologically, how does she take it?
She take it, yeah. Come on, so if the other feminists to come or jump on it, who is putting pressure on this woman? Hey man, okay, fine. Why? What are you benefiting?
What are you benefiting?
Right?
Those are the things. So what my train of thought was, okay, now to Gamba's AI, madana na wantu ninkana mkunena izmez. Okay. Pa show mimi najai. Tuna nyimbo zina 5 hivi so. Zote tana hii ndi AI. Pa nyimbo ndanga naitokana sindibanga na wallet. Amene bwanji. Why don't you say could hit that person?
They're jumping on her because they're using ticket old age, and they're also using ticket there's old age ticket, there's another ticket female. And I want to emphasize on this one.
I think this whole thing, all the decisions that are being made, is they're emotional.
They're emotional, yeah.
Yeah.
Not factual.
No, factual.
No.
This platform doesn't hate women. The host of that show
is a woman.
There are women in this show, and they wouldn't be happy to see.
And one of our team lead.
Is a woman. And people think as a platform we would go there to attack a woman. Attack!
For what reason?
If you go, because that's where now I think about IQ levels, right? to say, if you go and listen to the argument and listen to how people are critiquing the material, and you come out of that argument and see that all you are getting at the end of the day is that people are attacking a woman and people are attacking a granny, then your IQ has to be checked. You will need to think twice about how you make a conclusion from different premises. There are so many premises given. Which premises do you get? Your argument is formed by what stems, what roots is it capturing that you are forming that argument to say, this is my argument.
Also, in it, I'm just like, I thank God
he said, look, people didn't agree with for example, what he said. See how they responded. They went straight to the DMs and start throwing kutukwana. So that's how they would want to argue or reason with him. So, like, how do we?
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
How should we handle you? Like what? Swear at you back?
Okay, I'm going to go and Dani. No, what am I supposed to do? Then they go to one son. Probably maybe you go see her.
So,
you know.
So if kutukwana watukwana.
For
what? Because at the end of the day, we're happy with people that are putting Mauji in different premises. And I wanted to address one thing where people are saying, we victimized, Gwamba was one of the victims, and then KOK came in and so forth and so on. Gwamba has been spoken on this platform on multiple occasions because he is a popular artist who has been there for a long time.
Because in I don't speak about Gwamba as Munhole Pera. You know?
Yeah,
the example where Munhole it's not me.
We respect the guy. The guy is big. The guy is a great artist. And he has lived, right? Yeah. And he has done some amazing work. And we even had there was an episode where we were talking about what he did in America, right?
Yes.
But I wanted to isolate some matter here, right? One, if people should understand, Gwamba's been there for a long time, and he has been influential.
His reign has been about 20 years.
Yes. So
20
he's been
years.
there. And most of these artists are Kumananai. They have interfaced with him.
They've worked with him.
No, it's not just
about saying Zabuino. It's like anyone who is talking about his music journey who has been here for the past 10 years.
Yes.
Wakalanai around. It means their story will have a chapter of
Gwamba.
They will have him. And the moment you want to go
hey, much Gwamba. I remember meeting Kagamba's many other Americas, right? So one of the topics was Gwamba in the US. Without even watching the show.
We were talking about how influential he is to the industry. So anyway, that's the isolation of Gwamba. And people need to grow up. People need to man up. People need to woman up. And people need to them up. Right? They need to grow to understand their arguments. If you can't handle an argument, don't go inside one. That's one. That's one for Gwamba. But I know if Gwamba checks our material, he understands that there's rationality. And if he doesn't see the rationality, I would wonder how he considers his mental capability. But I believe he understands. And that's why he hasn't been saying stuff lately. And I think he has understood that we are never a platform that goes for him. If we were to go for him as a person or as a whatever,
I think you would understand. So these niggas are coming.
Probably there could have been a lawsuit.
Yeah.
On us. Let's go to KK. KK was not targeted in any way. KK, there was a story. There was who was Provost came here spoke about a story, and because he was mentioned and he went on by social media to apologize.
No, just addressing it from Badi.
Just the matter.
Yeah.
And that because that happened, also victim of someone who was telling a story. Okay, maybe today let me mention things because it's very important.
Highlight what was said.
Professor was just saying good Inesa and the Patachitika incident Yamansi and whatever and I'm going on the block. That's a story. I would go and just explain this in plain sight. People who go to Nyaoyu. Shout out to Nyaoyu. She's doing amazing work with Mijedu. Right? Her show is Mijedu. Mijedu Jan is like gossip, right?
Yes.
She talks about different people. And when these things have happened, and people never attack her. People attack the other person.
Yes.
Example one. Example two, there is this guy who does, Kelvin, who does the drink, truth or drink. What is it?
Truth or drink.
But the people drink there, right?
Yeah.
They drink, they talk about other people. Right? They talk about other people. No one has ever attacked that guy. People attack the person who was there.
Yeah.
When people are here,
Mm-hmm.
they talk about someone else. You don't attack that person. You attack the
Platform. Why?
Did you see that there's irrationality in the thinking of most of people? Because they have embraced hate. Do you see how hypocritical that is?
Yeah, because I remember so mentioning this in one of the podcasts. Now that I don't
Because
think
if these people were to actually sit down and self-reflect and ask themselves why they're doing what they're doing, they wouldn't understand.
they wouldn't understand.
They wouldn't have
Because
answers.
I remember, I just forgotten what idea. I don't think Gwamba hates us. It's the people around him.
It's the pressure he's got.
Yeah, the pressure. You know?
Yeah.
So imakano imene udi anamuza akumwikira ase Gwamba itu ndio kuisa takwiya. Ona? Takwiya, Gwamba takwiya.
Remember that clip that came out, Kunzuzu?
Yeah.
Someone was interviewing,
Yeah.
instigating. Anagochula. They're like, "Kuda amatichani." What are these people trying to do?
They're trying to create something. So every time when people are talking about mukupanga victimizer and mapanga, I would say no, we don't. People that have come at this platform, people have been helped at this platform. This platform has helped my artists, fundraising for artists, doing so many things for people. And I don't think it is a just argument to say it's a platform that is there to hurt. Because if we were to hurt, and if we would say, let's experiment hate, people will hurt us. And the hate, it's just a lawsuit.
Yeah,
But I would say, Goody, out of everything that has ever happened on this platform, we have never gotten a lawsuit. No anyone who has ever been here.
Oh, but also there was a lawsuit, a pending one. Gwamba mukadu mulipira lawyer lawsuit yo ili
Oh my goodness.
No.
They just couldn't help.
Mulipira lawyer yoto. Si lawsuit god.
Now leave the guy.
Leave the who.
For me,
Okay.
I am of the view that Gwamba never understood the story. He was just hearings, basically about Twitter and whatever, and he acted without much information. Later on, anazaziwa kuti pasipagakale lawsuit and osangasumiridwe because they don't understand the legal implication that is there in the matter, right? And he later on withdrew his thought, but it was sensationalism for him. It was wrong of him, and we called him out for that, and that's what we do. We don't fear people. We just call people out and we tell them the right way of how things are supposed to be argued. That's that. Now, let's reflect on this because I want people to understand. If you think this platform is for haters and people hurt people, do you think we could have been at this level without people suing us for things, defamation?
Defamation doesn't
zimakhala bwanji kuti people sue my platform amapanga sue even my guest amapita my platform ena and not here despite everything else that people say. Don't you wonder kuti there is something? There's a level for philosophical understanding that is invested in how we craft our conversations to make sure that we are safe and also people are safe and we're talking not based on our feeling. We are talking their views, and the views are known. This is just an opinion, and it's known as such. And the opinions are there, and they're allowed.
Bwana, inawete, kwa yuendu kutokoza nchintu chimodzi. Ambuyacha, abwinotacha, atwacha. Ambuye ndabwinofeyo kuti, I now understand how people think. In my circle, I had people that I looked up to. Intellectuals. I'm sorry, but now I know how you think. It's a disgrace because I looked up to you and I've been speaking highly of you people in bigger rooms. But now, I'm going to
No, people think in a strange way. And people I wonder why. Antu akutukwana. Inu chakutichana. Stupid people. Mwatani.
Like, how is that even okay for you to respond?
And you think you're Russian? Okay,
What's that?
No, at the same time, I've had a lot of, there's also something I also need to address here.
Yeah.
Personally, I've had a lot of people during this traction referring me to as Bouncer, as Gigo, you know. They chose not to use any other name, which they have been calling me over, which I've never complained. I embraced the Hamburger's name. I embraced the
Uncle Ben's choice.
Uncle Ben's choice. But they decide to refer to me as
Bouncer.
Bouncer. Bouncer with this, bouncer with that. Giggle this, giggle that, you know. So I'm like, I find that very
Offensive.
stereotypical,
Yeah.
quite offensive.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, referring to me by how I look, you find that so very okay to do. Like, it's fine.
It's good.
And you don't care how I feel about it, how other people look at me when you use such terms. But if I was to also be crude and use similar terms to refer to other people depending on how they look, for example, if I was to call a fat person fat, oh, that fat guy, or that duntu, that skinny fuck, I don't know
How are you going to
they'll
sound?
feel.
Yeah. How are you going to find
something
it?
else, right? There'll be something else. And they can see I can see like a boy, like a man will be like, okay, fine. So you just want to stereotype me or based on whatever yardstick they'll find.
So
They'll find that okay to say to you. And they think like you don't have emotions. People that are here have emotions. And that's why we're addressing the issue of my insights. Kuntukwana muntu, kutukwana kucha. Tukwana, and some of the people that know tukwana, we know them, they have been friends because we can't call them friends anymore. If they were friends, they could have decided better on who to side with.
Yeah.
They're busy liking my poster and tena kautinyoza my DM and whatever, looking forward to an opportunity to work on the podcast and they expect these things matter. You need to think twice about these things, right?
Yeah.
And you also have to reconsider that people that are also being insulted can also retaliate. And I wanted to explain about that. So in our analysis, there was an analysis of J2. J2 is doing this, is doing what? Her art has been tested. It's not the best art. She's trying with people that are helping her. And we isolated. As of now, other people who had strong views. Maybe I'm go see her. And those views were personal on them. The way everyone will say, right?
Yeah.
And when people say, podcast and your boy mungo see her, we'll be okay with you. It's okay. You can say that. But you mwapita uka puzo. And the puzo malipanga. Ndikupanga tagi somoto. Do you know that we can deal with you as a person? Like,
as a person, you know now, yeah.
That's what can happen because you insulting people. Of course, for some people, the insult doesn't hurt. Just for the sake of
Just
the
to teach
fun of
somebody.
it,
Yeah.
also the man of it.
Yeah.
But everybody has a breaking point.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone has a breaking point, and people need to respect that. It's not like everyone, the way they will say you, they think like you think with your body.
Yeah. Because actually, that's what people say. I'm a bouncer, some muscles. I've heard this expression a lot of times.
Crazy,
You know?
right? But
just some organism, brain again up with muscles.
what if we choose to retaliate? All these insights that have been said, are you willing to justify yourself in court? Could my argument done on hour? Or are you willing to sort out the necessary costs?
See,
Are you going to think it's fair play or we're going to be the bad people?
are we going over body? That's the idea. Are we going over body? I think now intelligence here it's been tested and they have failed miserably.
No, but I understand. I think we are in that space right now, and people have their opinions, and people don't like to handle and take other different opinions, which has always been an issue for the past years. Yeah. So.
Come on, Nzabobo. Nzabobo. Because Malawi is one of the places where freedom of speech is still sprouting. Right? I think that's why we can sit here and laugh about Mama Puza Minama. Bobo, it's fine. However you think, say it however you want to say it.
I know they don't mean that.
They don't.
They don't mean.
Literally, they don't.
You know why? Like how I know they don't mean that? Because I think if I was to meet them personally in the streets, they wouldn't say that. So that's how I know they don't mean
Yeah,
that.
that's the thing. Okay. You just say said. I'm gonna answer already. Everybody has to go. What Gugu kumwa ifasa anga todimenya. Kuma even nenda kumala kondantu. What I said. All the aligning different views on a topic from the previous episodes. Do you know what these people say? No. Say come on, even a gentleman. No, you know how a proper conversation. I'm gonna many gentlemen no njija. Fanya kuti. But my factors hour. And then my conversation gonna know. Abangisaso kuti mina magene ndi pesa idea ina, or I should explain better to the person. No. This is where my thought was coming from. And then they understand it. Oh, okay, cool. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Now, argument comprehension tiambia comprehension inali mbali ya English imene nkandiboa kwambiri but now it's making sense, you know, because you have to comprehend, you have to understand what's going on, contextual and whatever is being said. And said, we've introduced many words in the vocabulary. Apart from I follow the podcast, but binzi, ntango nina binzi from the context. Imene akundizwira ineyo azo ndunina chakutere onta kana kubanga ndikuibagira ya izonda nyemba watu yanchanchana and na mayazi mukunama, you know what I'm saying, and ningatadu kuvomereza for that's what we've built,
the context we created,
you know. Nde lero ndikunena kuti ajetu akuyuzidwa ndene basi ndikhale Brandon is stupid aena akachula phuzo langa ndeba jamati chitsiru chifori kholo lake so chitsiru limene namulera uzachula sulama wa Malawi so kunyumba mai Malawi is kwa yani you know. So at the end of the day because now it's not that we're going to stop. The next thing we are going to do is no, that's not a solution. That's not a solution at all, because I'm still having those sentiments in my heart. I'd rather say them out loud and help you do better. Example, Gray addressed an issue, yeah? KOK went to Mijedu, of which was Gray. Gray anana kuti. Pangatoka hiti yabu, no? Ngudi nyimbo ndi yabu, no? Maso ndi hiti. Ngati controller. Pangatoka ndi hiti kwa nyimbo ya bo. Ngati pajanchana ndi ya? Tada. Holy water. Alright? Nde KOK anabita mina yeah nyimbo ina chan. I understand. My emotions were involved. So Gray ananina kuti. Inez when man nazija. One, I addressed your song as a hit. You know? Komano substance. What are we taking from Holy Water as a song? You know? That's even Gray's opinion. Ndakauti nendo kunanga kunena timachitika kupano pa kambiri mbiri matonera aya maya za sebenu kunama zimezo sikwenda kwenda choncho has been the culture here. Ben here aya say tinakangana ko nkhani yachani kaya pano iyo kind opinion yako ineso kandi yanga kupanga move on but why are people stuck on issues ngati zozo? Chosekesa kwambiri Gray kuchi nkhoso kwake nyimbo imene aturukia ndiya
Holy Water.
Chele. Ndere Gray ndikukanika kuvina ndi bread ya kuvina.
Mungane big fan wake okay. Nimena kukuya ka nthawi imene ujeni Gray amanena zimene.
And then mina wake is meno kana yoli the big fan is jet. Zinkona ngati za joke said. Ine asende kuzi. Mawadi samenma like the ones that I love. KOK is on the top of the list. Chori amandwaza like that. You know? Kulindani majan, do you wanna go? Imbo. It's one of the songs that I still listen to.
I still love Juju.
You know?
You know Juju?
Yeah, Juju.
That was my jam. I could listen to that song and cry.
Oh no, ajina mayo aja.
KOK, if you're seeing this, send me an email. Send me some Airtel money.
Oh no, the nyimbo even I remember I was talking to I have some Zambian brothers. I remember I went there for work and I was surprised. Kumara got mafuna nyimbo. This nigga works for a radio station. Tandipa same artist amene uzodindawa on malinkao. You know, na sema ina wao ngo seja kwa YouTube. Akubwelesera nyimbo zao. The first one was KOK. Why? Because I listened to KOK. Komano that doesn't say kuti KOK akarusa nyimbo yopoira. Nsanene kuti ndi yopoira. Just for me to show kuti I'm a loyal fan. No. Being a loyal fan,
you know, just to address the perspective of how things can be, because Tainagi, you're gonna just be correct when you look at things from one angle, like how the big man talked about an artist going to the studio, paying for sessions, paying for videos, and paying for promo, and someone just comes over and say, "Bola man joy." So, what about when you guys create shows, you market it, and you want people to come by the door, you put a price tag. A price tag which is not going to consider a rich or poor person. People have to pay the same money, right? Let's say it's 10K. Yeah. A poor guy, 10K is a lot of money, but they love the artist.
That you do, yeah.
Going to go. abangazoma gagulisa chintu gagira ganyu, they make that money, they really don't want to miss the show, they'll go there and enter just to watch. Have they ever considered how those people make their money to just be present
to that
jump
show?
Around to that show. And so
even band, okay. So show is very far-fetched.
Yeah.
Do you know how Antama Kulama band was 600 de waya?
Just to watch your
just
video.
to say mina KK
download.
wabanga announce or gwamba banga announce maand rusa nyimbo. And these people like, you know what? I'm going to try as much as possible. Ndigule bando. Ndigule bando eja. Sindibanga yose ningo zimsa data. Ika kuna time na gwamba ka physics ka na KK. Nani gulo kumama. Deeper by YouTube.
Also, another thing we need to understand is that even Beyonce can make a crappy song.
Yes.
So when we say Beyonce has made a crappy song, we
doesn't mean Beyonce is crap. No.
Beyonce akozota wimba. Mangaroemba nyimbo yenyasa demo.
Ndi nyimbo yenyasa.
Nyimbo yenyasa. Yetu.
And people need to know we are not going to stop. So I wanted to make that disclaimer. We're not going to stop talking about things that are legal, okay, and they are right and they are the truth. If it's not if it's below par, it has to be below par. If it's worth it, it has to be worth it. We need to be thinking about how we're representing our brand in different places, and we need to protect our art.
Tunabanga social experiment. I remind you guys. We had Antanga. Sorry, I have to go there. We had Antanga on the show. Do you know what the comments were? Antu malepera kuchula maina antu hena mbenepo. I've said. That's what people were saying. Antanga Abwera, you were failing to mention. It was a social experiment because we wanted to see.
Yeah.
Because when we mention other people's names on here, we're like, hey, my numbers are no, hey. Screw numbers also.
Numbers for what?
Yes.
Who cares about numbers?
Like we said, we're just the intention here is not to simply just drag people. So we're not here to expose
There's
people.
a bigger picture.
So
There's a bigger picture.
Information that is not out there. We're not the ones that is.
Let's say Bensam or Jabuno Leon Gulibego. Hey, Leoni, Indiana Magwalalam. Hey, Leon, what for?
Information that is not out there. We're not.
What for? Or is that current zone? But why are we saying that? You know? So, bus up. Bus up.
Anyway, I feel like we should move on.
Yeah, we should
move on. But I think we have clarified it. People should not think that the podcast will die because of that. No, it's not.
No. If the podcast was to die or today, it's not because of Gieto.
No, but
I kid you not.
A wise man once said,
Nothing.
Nobody can stop rape.
Kunoko konse kunama nkula zizunguza bulondi Gugu. Ninkananko Beni
Afana high school.
Zizungara nkula zabu no mu mushroom shade munada abwa. Ayama. Mesa ndishaza nalemba script ndino kabe. The script ito. Zaga 5 akupanga script.
Delusions of Johnny?
Grandeur. Yeah, man. But you know what? It's Brandon Jones from Podcastmalawi, and we are announcing a partnership with Saba's Kitchen. And then they're coming in to provide us with lunch. Is that work?
They make delicious foods, snacks, and
Cakes,
a lot of
whatever
delicacies. If you have events, whether it's a wedding or a meeting or a party, a birthday party, anything of that sort, these are the people you can talk to.
Yeah, so check on our description. We have a link to their pages and also their contacts where you can inquire and ask and also get in touch with them. If you know panoba,
also, if you don't want to follow that link, you can hit us up directly. We can also help you to liaise with those people to provide whatever you want. Excellent food. Ineo, Wanoba, that's the stuff I'm enjoying right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. After this show, that's my
Sabas.
food. That's my night.
So I posted a picture of me and Sabas, and people were saying, good, you're bleached, but okay. It's fine. But the good thing is...
Okay, were they talking about Samir?
All of us have been adopted by Sabas Kitchen. So come through, ask us, or ask through the link to their website, to their socials of what they do. Man, Sabas Kitchens, Podcastmalawi, one and only.
One and only, yeah? One and only, baby.
That. Don't you know? Now you know.